So it seems odd then that BMW should take such a gamble. Have a look at this.
You see, on paper, the new 5 Series is even better than the old one. It's lighter, faster, roomier, and it has more gadgets. But none of that matters for the moment. The important question is this. Is it ugly?
The BMW 5 Series was always a very conservative car. But that also meant that it was discreet and inoffensive, and very businesslike, a bit like a good receptionist. And like a good receptionist, everybody wanted one. Not anymore.
This new look is controversial. It's all odd angles and edges. And if you don't like the outside, the bad news is they've done it in here as well. I know some of the 5 Series faithful, and I also know that, without question, they're going to be put off by this new one.
However, I like it. I think it's modern and groovy. It'll take a bit of getting used to, I know, but, you know, the good stuff always does.
Anyway, there's a lot more to life than just good looks. I'm just as interested in personality.
Given the way BMW is always boasting about ultimate driving machines and what have you, you'd expect that this 5 Series would be very, very good to drive, and it is. It's front-engined and rear-wheel drive, but more importantly than that, they've used a lot of aluminium in the bodywork to keep the weight distribution absolutely spot on, and this is very good for feel.
And then we come to the engines.
This is a 530i. It's powered by a 3-litre straight-six petrol engine, and it's lovely. For exactly the same money, which is a fibre under £31,000, you can also have a 3-litre diesel. I've tried that as well, and it is, frankly, astonishingly good.
So, as management types would say, that's all the basic boxes ticked. But there's more. This car is dripping with what those same people would call intelligent solutions. There's a system called dynamic drive, which gives you a nice, comfy ride under normal conditions, but then firms up the suspension under hard cornering. So it's soft when you're just cruising along, but it becomes all taut when you're giving it the berries. It may cost an extra 1,500 quid, but the thing is, it works, so I'll have it. And I wish I could say that about another new gizmo called active steering. It's supposed to make the steering more direct at low speeds to make it easier to turn corners, but less direct at high speeds so the car doesn't become twitchy on the motorway. Or at least, that's what it said in the brochure.
But to be honest, I just can't really tell the difference. So I'm saving my 830 quid, spending it on American hard guns.
And I haven't finished yet. Now, the old 5 Series famously had more computing power than the Apollo spacecraft that went to the moon. But this one seems to be boldly going where no executive car has gone before.
Most of the dashboard buttons have been replaced by a TV screen and this sort of upturned pie dish down here.
It controls everything. The air conditioning, the stereo, the sat-nav, even how long the lights stay on after you've parked up at night.
This is my favourite, though. It's a sort of radar parking device.
Normally, I look for really easy parking spaces, but in the BMW, I look for the tricky ones, just for the fun of it. So there we go. It's great to drive, and it comes with its own amusement arcade. The 5 Series is still a very good car, still a great piece of German engineering.
It's just that it's exchanged the easily digestible looks of Tom Cruise for the more challenging physiognomy of that Gerard Doopy-Doo bloke.
So, what about the rivals? There's the Jaguar S-Type, a great drive, but look at its face. And there's the Mercedes E-Class, a fabulous car for your retirement. Choosing a 5 Series used to be considered a bit of a no-brainer. It still is.
Were you in any way unwell when you recorded that?
Well, actually, I did have a really bad dose of the pox.
That explains it. Because anybody whose eyes were working properly would recognise that this is the ugliest thing. It is!
It is a
It's the first
superb-looking
car
car.
ever where children will be sick before they get in the back.
Rubbish.
We'll have a vote.
All right.
Hands up, everyone who thinks it's ugly. I didn't prompt them or anything. Now hands up those who think it's not ugly. You see, all the ones who've
All
left
right.
their glasses at home.
All right, all right. You are an executive. This is going to take a bit of imagination. You're an executive, OK, and you're going to buy a new car. You're not going to buy that S-Type Jag, are you? It's
No.
a great drive, but you wouldn't let your kids sit around with their mouths open like that.
No.
E-Class Mercedes. Now, you've got a Mercedes. How much have you enjoyed it over the summer?
No, I haven't. It's been in the shop the entire time. It goes in, it's broken, it comes back more broken and goes in again. That's
Right.
pretty much Mercedes ownership.
So you're not having one of those?
No.
You're not having an Audi A6 because it's too old?
No.
You're not having a Kia Magentis because it's
I might.
stupid? No, you wouldn't.
No, you're right, I wouldn't.
And you're not going to have an Alpha 166 because nobody would buy a new one.
Yeah.
You, Jeremy Clarkson, you are the European Director of Photocopying, brackets, toner distribution. You will buy one of these.
I've suddenly decided I don't want to talk to you anymore.